British Prime Minister Boris Johnson says people in the UK will get the Pfizer vaccine as fast as his government can get it to them. The Pfizer vaccine is one that Canada is in line to get as well. But this morning, the UK became the first country, the first Western country in the world to approve it for widespread use. It or any COVID-19 vaccine, for that matter, the first Western nation to do so. We begin with Cindy Palm in London on the news and the excitement around it. Cindy, good morning.
Good morning, Heather. This has been cleared in record time. The Health Secretary, Matt Hancock, says 800,000 doses are coming in from Belgium, and they'll begin vaccinating people as early as next week. We're talking about the elderly, those in care homes, their caregivers, healthcare workers. They are all first in line. And the British Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, spoke about this today in Parliament.
This is unquestionably good news. It's very, very good news. But it is by no means the end of the story. It is very, very important that people do not get their hopes up too soon about the speed with which we will be able to roll out this vaccine. It is beginning, as my right honourable friend, the Health Secretary, has said, from next week. We are expecting several million doses of the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine before the end of the year. We will then be rolling it out as fast as we possibly can.
So the bulk of the rollout will not happen until next year, meaning social distancing will still have to be in place for a while. Pfizer and its German partner BioNTech say their vaccine is 95% effective. You do need to get 2 doses 3 weeks apart. The European Union has criticized the pace at which this has been approved here in the UK. Well, the British drug regulator also spoke out today, saying that it is confident this vaccine is safe.
The safety of the public will always come first. And I emphasise again that this recommendation has only been given by the MHRA following the most rigorous scientific assessment of every piece of data. That separate teams have been working in parallel to deliver the most rigorous review of this vaccine. No corners have been cut.
The UK government has ordered 40 million doses, which is good enough for about a third of the population. And by the way, Heather, this announcement is coming out on the same day that the national lockdown ends in England. And the vaccine announcement could be seen as a win for a government that's been heavily criticized over its handling of the pandemic. It does have the highest death toll here in Europe.
We've certainly heard from the Prime Minister today, Cindy, that this is not the end, that there are still tough guidelines to follow for the foreseeable future, and there are other challenges to the rollout. What particularly is the UK government facing?
So the government acknowledges that there are challenges with this particular vaccine because it has to be very carefully stored and in very, very cold temperatures. We're talking about minus 70 degrees Celsius or colder, while BioNTech said that it will be shipped in temperature-controlled storage, whether that's by ferry or by plane. On the other hand, you do have another vaccine, the Oxford University AstraZeneca vaccine, that doesn't need cold storage and is easier to ship. That, however, is still pending regulatory approval.
Cindy, thank you very much. Cindy Palm watching the British announcement on this. We're also paying attention to what they're saying at BioNTech. Some further details. No serious side effects to the vaccine at this point in the trial, but they still have to do final testing. They still need to answer questions like how long protection lasts and what happens in children. They've only tested a small number of children and none younger than 12. So what we've heard from BioNTech today, they will conduct pediatric clinical trials of the vaccine for vulnerable children. They will publish more data in a couple of days, including perhaps answering questions about how long immunity lasts. They're going to follow up with the vaccinated patients and participants in their trial. So far, they say they see no differences in efficacy, 95% efficacy, and that's across ethnic groups, genders, and age groups.